We are learning new details this morning about a series of alleged cyber attacks on a number of high-profile organizations. Dutch and UK officials say the people behind it all are members of the Russian military. Thomas Degla has the latest details from London.
Dutch authorities have been releasing these new details this morning into high-profile Russian cyber attacks they say were disrupted earlier this year. They say Russian agents tried to disrupt the Dutch investigation into the downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 over Ukraine in 2014. And on top of that, in April of this year, they say officers from that Russian military intelligence service known as the GRU, they were trying to hack into the Netherlands-based Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Now, the Dutch Defense Ministry today has been publishing photos that purportedly show the Russian agents that they were caught with spying equipment at a hotel near the headquarters of that UN chemical weapons watchdog, the OPCW. And those apparent 4 GRU officers were expelled from the Netherlands. And keep in mind, this attempted hack came right around the time that the OPCW was looking into whether Soviet-era nerve agent had been used in Salisbury, England. Now, British authorities say the GRU itself was also behind that attack. And here's the British ambassador to the Netherlands speaking a little earlier today.
This was not an isolated act. The unit involved, known in the Russian military as Unit 26165, has sent officers around the world to conduct brazen, close-access cyber operations.
Okay, so Thomas, what else are European authorities accusing this agency of doing?
Britain's National Cybersecurity Center says today this shadowy Russian intelligence service is, in their words, almost certainly responsible for at least a half a dozen other online attacks, and they include the release of files on athletes at the World Anti-Doping Agency based in Montreal, the hack of emails at the U.S. Democratic National Committee in 2016, as well as disruptions in the Kiev metro, the Odessa airport, Russia's central bank, Russian-owned media outlets, as well as a British-based TV station. Now, it is unusual for British intelligence to release this much detail publicly, but experts point out these breaches often come down to someone opening a sketchy email. So it's up to people like you and me to be wary of stuff like this. Here's one cyber expert.
The more obvious and urgent effect that people need to be aware of is that the services they use, the essential services, are at risk and are actively being targeted for sabotage.
Now, interestingly, Britain's Foreign Secretary says these cyber attacks that we're talking about today were surely carried out with the consent of the Kremlin. And by the way, the Foreign Ministry in Moscow, of course, defending itself, saying Russia was not involved.